of the way because I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, and we'll talk about it. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. 4K Fish YouTube. I got to change some of the stuff I have on here watching because some of the stuff has a lot of copyrights on it, and I don't want to run into any copyright problems. So we're just changing everything over to something else. So I'll change that over to this. All right, so I have projection ticket. So, and let's see if we can find some of the stuff we have in here. And I learned that there's some screens that I will go near, and there are other screens I will stay far away from. Let's see if we can find anything in the junk drawer. Got a lot of junk drawers. Screws and bolts. Just about everything else you possibly think of. We've got it in here. See if we can find some of the parts. Some come with the Allen wrenches, which I hate those things. But it takes forever to install a screen that comes with Allen wrenches. I hate those things so much. That takes forever. Unless you have a screwdriver that has an Allen wrench attachment to it, then you're good. But other than that, if you're doing it by hand, that's a freaking nightmare. Let's see if we can find some of the parts. Okay, I should have a bag full of springs around here. Some of these drawers. I should have a bag of springs from my last one. The Elite screens, what I like about them, they come with a hammer. Let's see if we can find any of the springs at all. Wow, when I do the video, these springs are all over the house. The minute I do the video, here we go. I knew we had them around here. So these are the springs so these are the number one things you have to watch out for the most when you're buying fixed frame screens. These are what you got to watch out for. Because this can mean the difference of your screen going together nicely or you basically having a massive heart attack putting it together. And I'll tell you why. Let's see if we can find those little pegs. This is from all the screens that I have attached together and put together over and over again. All right. Let's go check over here. Parts laying around. So here we go. These are the pegs. This is what I look for when I'm building a projection screen. Those right there. This means it's going to be a real easy job assembling and putting it together. Another thing I look for is screws like these. These are screws that they use for the L bracket right there. These are your L brackets right there. Now, like I said, you can watch this video later on, but I guarantee you, if you buy the wrong screen, you lost your money. And on the end of the day, it's going to be your nightmare putting it together. So, like I said, I've been there, I got experience. I'm working on screens. I can send you a bunch of links on just about every screen I put together, piece by piece by piece. So, the one you want to look for is the one with these little attachments like this. So anytime I buy a screen, I always look at the back of it to see if it comes with these little attachments. If it comes with these, I make sure the screen is made by Elite because I never had a problem with Elite screen when using these particular units right here. And I'll tell you what some of the cheaper companies will do. So cheaper companies will make these out of plastic. Oh man, they make this out of plastic. You are screwed. Excuse my French, but that's what you basically will be. Because putting your screen, what some people will do, let's see if we can, because these are all brand new, so let me get a knife around here somewhere. Some can ship them cheaper that way. Some of them don't. They don't have the screens cut in the middle. You won't get those divider pieces in the back over there. That's when you can have some problems. I'd rather have my screen split in the middle. Just organize it. I can never find anything I want. I'm about to invest some money in some really good knives because that was sad. Couldn't even cut the tape on this. All right, so I got a frame downstairs. I just don't want to bring it upstairs. It's too big. All right, so these are the frames that go in your dividers like this and this. All right. All right, so imagine this being your frame. All right. So what most people do is they'll connect it here, they'll connect it here, and connect it there, and they'll connect it all the way around. And bottom line is, or basically they'll connect it here, 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 and here, and then you'll have this one piece at the end, which means somewhere along the line you're going to spread this open just a little bit just to get this to lock in place. And what's going to happen, these are made out of plastic, you will snap one. I did one before. I actually snapped the screen, snapped the brackets. Once you snap that bracket on that side, it's going to make the screen a little wobbly. It's going to be off. I don't care if you put the metal bar in the middle of it, you're still going to have that problem. What you want to do is when you build the screen, if it has a divider in the center of it, you want to snap together here, snap it together here, snap it there and there, and then you want to actually snap the screen together. If you get an Elite screen, you get one of these little hammers right there. These hammers are fantastic because this allows you to bang the side of the screen and not damage the felt, as you can see. And that allows you to get it nice and snug. You want it to fit as tight as possible. On the other hand, putting the rail in the back of it, that can be a nightmare too, because the rail in the back of it is supposed to slide into a little groove here and here, and the screw is supposed to go on the top, and the screw is supposed to go there. And that allows you to snap it in. Some of them don't go that way. So let's talk about why these are nightmares. And if you get the wrong ones, you're going to be screwed. Because the springs that they make on the Elite screens, they do a good job with those. Do we have anything open around here? You can tell I didn't basically prepare for this at all. Now, see those springs right here? This could mean the difference of you having a good day and a bad day. Because what happens is some companies will actually literally make the springs too short. When they make the springs too short and you go to basically connect these to your frame all the way around, you will notice that you will have this huge gaping area between here, the frame, the tension rod, and the actual frame itself. And you're going to have to turn into the Incredible Hulk to get those little springs pushed all the way over and just connected to that little groove. That's going to become a nightmare, trust me. And if these springs are too short and they don't connect properly, it doesn't fit right, then you're going to have some problems right there from the door. So they give you this little piece. Somebody said, but it comes with a little hook. Yeah, it comes with a little hook that you can connect and pull over and snap in place. But mind you, you're going to have to snap probably about 12 of these or 8 of these, depending on how many holes you have, all the way across to connect. And if the screws are too short, then somewhere along the line, you're going to have this huge gap right here on the side, and it's going to make it virtually impossible for you to get it from A to B because all the tension is all around here, and you got to take that little bit of tension that you have in this part and pull it over to snap there. So I never go, unless it's an Elite screen, that's the only way I buy the hooks, the springs. Other than that, I go with these. Now, Silver Ticket has these right here. That's why I like the Silver Ticket screens. But Silver Ticket has an issue too that I don't like either. Okay, so the Silver Ticket screens is good thing we have. Where is it at? That's why it does not pay for me to have cabinets. Told you I got projectors in just about every place. I have more projectors than I have literally dishes. Sony. All right, there we go. This is what we wanted. All right. Now, the reason why the Elite screen didn't work for us is because we're missing the tension rods. The tension rods are these little tiny rods that slide right into this. I don't like messes in my area. You all know that. See right here? There's a little sleeve in there. And that rod is going to go all the way through here. And then your hook is going to come around and it's going to attach right through here. And it's going to connect with the rod. And that's going to allow the screen to stretch out. The problem was we just never got the rods and it became a headache. Now, the thing I don't like about the Silver Tickets is the Silver Tickets, the holes right here are huge. So they're huge holes. So every time you go to slide the rail through, it's constantly peeking out through the holes. So you slide it through, it's going to peek out. You slide through, it's going to peek out. You got to put it back in. It slides through, it's going to peek out. So they made the holes really huge. Really large holes on the Silver Tickets. And Silver Tickets, when every time you slide that rail through, mind you, my screen was a 235.1 and it was about 14 feet wide. So consider the fact that you're running a tension rod through 14 feet of screen, and every time you get it through, it pokes up through a hole, you got to put it back in. It pokes up through a hole, you got to put it back in. So that became a headache. So I found one company that makes these screens come in pretty affordable, easy to put together. I'll put the link where I actually got it from that particular company. But you want to go with these right here. These are the pegs you want to go with. You want to stay away from the springs, unless it's an elite screen, and you want to stick with the pegs because, like I said before, the problem you're going to have is you're just going to run into problems where you're just going to it's just going to be a headache. Like I said, they come up too short. The springs are cut too short. That's going to be your own personal nightmare right there. The pegs come out a lot better because there's no way in the world you can possibly screw it up. And I prefer screens that attach with the Phillips screwdriver than the ones with the hex keys, because the hex keys, I don't like using those. Those are a freaking nightmare. It takes forever to put one of those in unless you have a screwdriver. All right, so hope you understand that there. So like I said, you want to stay away from the springs unless it's an elite screen. That's the only screen I would trust when it comes to using springs is the elite screens. Any other company, I don't like these springs at all. When it comes to, I like the silver tickets because the silver tickets have the peg and the peg logged out for a minute because I'm running Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi in the kitchen for some reason doesn't pick up too well. I'm just putting my stuff back where it belongs because, as I said before, I don't like a messy kitchen or a messy household altogether. All right, so as I said before, if you're going to get this, if you're going to go toward the spring system, I would advise you not to go with elite screens. Because, like I said, you run the risk of basically coming up having your springs cut short, and that's going to be a headache to be attached to your frame. I do like the peg system. And the only problem I had that problem with when it came to the silver tickets is the tension rod keep poking through the screen material with the 235.1. All the rest of them, I've never had that problem. So they worked out perfectly. Now, as I said before, that screen right there is called an edgeless. They're made by Elite Screens. They don't have any borders whatsoever. The difference between this one, when you put it together, the material wraps around the screen from the back and attaches. This is how these are done. These are done completely different. So basically, instead of you basically taking the material and stretching it around the frame, it actually stretches around the top of the frame, the front of the frame, and connects from the back. That's how they connect together. And they do come with a little thin border, about that thin, but it's your choice whether you want to use it or not. I threw mine in the trash because I didn't want to use it. I just wanted a completely edgeless screen. These cost you a little more money. These will cost you, for a white one, at 126, roughly about 480. If you want to get one of those, I like the borderless. I do. Number one, painting them is a breeze. I don't have to tape up anything at all, period. I bought 2 of them. That's the second one. That's the 100-inch borderless screen right there. That's another Elite screen right there. See, that thing doesn't have one border attached. How smooth that is. These are called the edgeless. They're the more expensive ones. The screen I have sitting out in the back is an Elite screen that has a border. Now this one right here is 135. I got this one. I don't know if they still sell them or not. I got this one for 150 bucks at 135 inches. This one right here has the peg system on the back of it. So I'll put a couple of links on where you can buy them on Amazon for a good price. Other than someone telling you that they're hard to put, you don't need instructions to put these things together. I got 2 more downstairs in the basement that I use basically for the demo screens. These things are so easy to put together. You can pretty much just look at the demonstration, you look at the instructions and put it together. It's not that hard to do. And keep in mind, when you're measuring out your screen, it's measured from here to here. That's the size that you get. The full size will be the entire screen. There's no such thing as a 97-inch screen. I have a 92-inch downstairs in the basement. And a 92-inch, it's going to have 92 inches in the middle, right from here to here. Depending on how thick your border is going to be around the screen, that's the rest of it. So if it comes up to 97, that means the border itself is actually 2 inches. Some used to be 3. They used to have 3-inch borders. Can you believe that? They were huge. But now they're making them thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. I got a couple places on Amazon that I do buy mine from. And I'll basically send you a link where you can pick it up at. You can pick up one at. And shipping, yeah, it's free. I only buy from shipping, it's free. That's basically about it. But, yeah, there you go. That's the difference. That's edgeless right there. Other companies do make the edgeless, but like I said, that spring system, ugh. If you ever put one of those together and you got a generic spring system, yep, it's gonna be a pain in your neck. That's why anytime I look for screens, I always make sure they got those pegs. And if they do use the spring system, I make sure it's Elite. That's the only company I like to use. All right, unless you're going to build it yourself, which I did over here too. But anyway, that's basically about it. I got to go. This is going to be a long demonstration. And I see I'm having a little difficulties today, but yeah, we still got to do a demonstration now. I still got to paint my kitchen screen, which I haven't got around to doing. Oh, real quick, I don't know how well the video is doing, so it's probably choppy. I don't know. That's an Elite screen out there. So the screen that I showed off yesterday or day before yesterday, I don't know if it was the day before yesterday. The screen outside, that's an Elite screen. If you want to take an aluminum fixed frame screen outside, it's something you got to know before you take it out there, because if you don't, you will destroy your screen. You're going to have to get some poly or some kind of protector, and you're going to have to hand brush it or spray it on or whatever you have to do. But that velvet board, next time I do a screen outside, I'm definitely making it edgeless. But that velvet that goes around your frame, it's going to bleed. So if any moisture gets into it, anything, if it gets rains on it, that velvet's going to bleed right into your screen. You're going to have these dark lines streaking across your screen. And that's what happened to me when I put a screen out there. Usually I do the edgeless out there. For some reason, yeah, we had the 135, so I decided to take the 135 outside and switch it out for 235.1. So I didn't think it was going to be a problem, you know what I mean? I get it out there, come back in, do a video. I see these lines all on my screen, like, what the freak did that come from? Because it's covered up to keep the birds from pooping on it. So then I realized that the velvet had bled into the screen. So I did a video where basically I took it off the rail, brought it in here. Right now I did it outside and coated it with some poly. So you want to coat it any kind of weather protector, deck protector, doesn't make a difference. Just make sure you coat it really good with the paintbrush all the way around. Let it dry, and then you paint your screen. Because if not, you're going to have to do it all over again, like I did. So like I said, you live and learn. And on top of that, number one, pad the bar. If you don't pad your bar in the back, put a scarf, bed sheet, whatever, pad the bar. Don't worry about the little bump in the middle, because if you notice, it actually stretches right back in place, see? So what you want to make sure is you pad the bar, because when you take your roller and you press down, you're going to get a bar imprint right in the center of your screen. So every time, you're not going to see it on contrast, you're not going to see it on color, but man, when the white levels pop up, you're going to see this straight line right in the center of your screen. And that's going to drive you crazy. So you make sure you want to pad the bar on the back of it. All right, well, that's all I got to share. Got to go in. God bless.